The fight between Ussop and Van Augur is not just a battle between snipers, but holds a deeper significance. It raises the question of whether Luffy's journey is driven by his dream or by fate, a question that has been lingering since the events in the East Blue. In the One Piece story, characters like Luffy and Blackbeard are driven by their dreams. However, Ussop and Van Augur, as portrayed by Oda, represent the concept of fate. Augur consistently talks about fate whenever he appears in the story, emphasizing that it is influenced by one's daily actions, both good and bad. The person mentioned was observed alongside Blackbeard and Jaya, and it was noted that it was peculiar how Augur, who predicts things based on omens, did not mention fate. Additionally, Ussop serves as a prime example of fate, as his fabrications often seem destined to become reality. The protagonist in the story almost determines his own destiny by telling exaggerated stories that he eventually gets to experience. The two snipers in the story contrast with their captains, who represent the epitome of aspirations. The video aims to explore the significance of fate and its role in determining the outcome of the upcoming fight between Augur, who possesses the warp fruit, and the next Sniper King. It delves into why fate holds such importance and how it will shape the battle. The summary maintains the original meaning of the input text. Dreams and fate play a significant role in the world of One Piece, especially for Luffy and his newfound sun god Nika powers. The concept of dreams revolves around working towards and manifesting desired outcomes into reality. This topic is complex and could be explored further in a dedicated video. While fate and dreams may seem contradictory, they actually share similarities. Dreams have the power to shape a desired future, while fate is often seen as predetermined and beyond individual control. Luffy and Blackbeard exemplify this duality, as they both fiercely pursue their dreams. Similarly, Ussop and Augur represent two different perspectives on fate. Augur is always considering the influence of fate in his actions, while Ussop controls his own destiny by deceiving others. Oda likely chose snipers to represent fate because shooting a gun or slingshot mirrors the workings of fate. The reason for this is that once a shot is fired by a sniper, it can be said that its intended landing spot is predetermined even before it actually reaches there. Although the wind and other factors can influence its trajectory, the destination is somewhat predetermined during its flight. This is what the top snipers aim to anticipate. In order to achieve their desired outcome, they make an effort to evaluate various factors such as wind speed, wind direction, and the drop-off of their gun at a given distance. They do not disregard these external forces, but rather acknowledge and consider them in their predictions. Essentially, we are all like bullets with a predetermined destination. The person mentioned is trying to determine the destinations that people are being guided towards by fate. However, individuals like Luffy and Black desire to choose their own paths instead. This is why the person named Augur continuously evaluates how fate influences his actions. On the other hand, Ussop challenges this concept by taking control and directing fate itself. When he tells a lie, it seems as if the circumstances align to make it come true. It's as if he has control over the outcome or possesses a remarkable ability to predict what will happen. It could be either of these possibilities, but we will discuss this further in the future. Both Ussop and Van Augur serve as contrasting counterparts to their respective captains, Luffy and Blackbeard. For another significant reason, despite holding lower ranks in their crews, both Ussop and Van Augur assume a second captain-like role within their groups. Furthermore, it is possible that both characters have even opposed their crew at some point. Zoro and Sanji are important members of the Pirate King's crew, but Captain Ussop, also known as Usopp, has shown leadership qualities and bravery. He even stood up to Luffy and fought him over the Mary. Although there is limited information about Blackbeard's crew, one member named Augur has been seen alongside Blackbeard in the Jaya arc. Augur was also entrusted with a mission to Whole Cake Island, accompanied only by Aokiji, who is a relatively new recruit. John Augur, the real-life pirate whom Van Augur is based on, is significant in connecting to the mentioned topic. John Augur was a well-known pirate in his own time. The significant aspect of this story is that the pirate Jesus Burgess was tried and judged by another pirate named Josiah Burgess, who was the inspiration for the character Jesus Burgess. Josiah Burgess, currently the captain of the ship Titanic for Blackbeard, ended up on the trial because he surrendered to King George and accepted a pardon. While traveling with trading goods, he unexpectedly encountered the notorious pirate Blackbeard. Furthermore, he was later assigned the responsibility of judging several pirates, including the infamous John Augur, who was ultimately executed due to his actions. It is uncertain how much Oda will explore this, but it is interesting to note the similarities between the pirate who influenced Blackbeard's first commander and the situation with the Straw Hats. Zoro, who can be considered the Straw Hats' first commander, made a judgment similar to the pirate who inspired Blackbeard's sniper. In Water 7, Zoro intervened and stated that Usopp could not rejoin the crew until he apologized. The idea is that Blackbeard's crew might have faced a similar situation with their ship, the Saber of Xebec, just like the Straw Hat crew and their ship, the Mary. This parallel could be used by Oda to compare the judgment between Josiah Burgess and John Augur. While the Straw Hat crew wanted to keep the Mary, Augur might have once wanted to get rid of the Saber of Xebec. This is interesting because although the Saber of Xebec is known to be Blackbeard's main ship, it has never been shown in the story. The crew typically travels on a log raft. Augur and Ussop play significant roles that contrast with their captain. Additionally, both characters have similar post-time skip designs with added facial hair. Augur's obsession with fate is evident throughout the text, with references to it repeatedly. This extreme focus is highlighted by the quotes mentioned, including one from Augur's introduction and another from Blackbeard during the crew's introduction. These quotes emphasize Augur's strong belief in fate. Even after the Straw Hats took the knock upstream, Augur suggested that the world operates like a giant gear or wheel, implying that fate would bring them together again. While in Impel Down, he believed that Shiru saving them from Magellan's poison was a result of fate. He also believed that fate was responsible for Luffy and Blackbeard crossing paths in that location. Before Ace's fight with Blackbeard, Augur mentioned that the presence of the sea train nearby was a significant occurrence that would aid them in capturing the Straw Hats. During the battle, Augur consistently referred to their situation as another instance of fate's intervention. It seems that Augur is continuously fixated on the concept of fate, regardless of the circumstances he finds himself in. The last scenario that catches my attention is when two destinies or two individuals with the same fate or dreams clash. This situation is explored in the battle between Ussop and Augur, where we discover the outcome of their conflict. The speaker believes that the winner of a certain battle has a high chance of being known as the Sniper King, which may align with the desires or beliefs of a character named Augur. This puts Augur in a difficult position with Ussop, as it is clear that his destiny is to become the Sniper King. The person's dream is to be a brave sailor, but their fate is to become the Sniper King. This is because the person, named Ussop, lied about being the Sniper King, and in the story, all of his lies come true. The statement emphasizes that Ussop and Sogai King are different individuals and not the same person. Although it is often joked about, the context suggests that this is completely true because Ussop has not yet become Sniper King. Sogeking's presence in Eni's lobby was to provide Ussop with an alter ego that he could tap into for more confidence, particularly after the events that transpired between him and the crew. This alter ego was also utilized by Ussop during Thriller Bark to boost his morale and defeat Perona. He essentially had a conversation with himself to maintain his confidence and achieve victory. Currently, Sogeking is not the Sniper King known as Ussop, although he pretended to be. However, it is expected that he will eventually become the Sniper King. His ideal opponent for this title is Van Augur, who possesses the warp ability, allowing him to teleport himself and others. In a sniper battle, having the ability to warp out of the way like Augur does is a powerful advantage. Even if Usopp's shot is accurate, Augur can avoid it, which goes against the typical strategy of snipers. It is extremely difficult to determine if you will hit the target unless you can either predict their future movement or alter the trajectory of your shot afterwards. In summary, it is believed that Ussop will learn two abilities, Future Sight and the ability to change the trajectory of his shots. The concept of changing a shot's trajectory is uncommon in the One Piece series, as it has only been seen with Vanderdecken's Mark Fruit ability. This ability allows him to designate a target, turning almost anything into a homing missile. The hidden example of power in One Piece is Usopp's dad, Yasopp, also known as Chaser. The term Chaser in Shanks' crew could be a clever play on words, as the crew members are known for their love of drinking and some of them have names related to beverages. Shanks himself has mentioned the high quality of sake from his hometown, and a chaser is typically a drink consumed after drinking alcohol that doesn't taste good, to follow it up with something that does taste good. The name Yasopp may have another layer of meaning. Yasopp's shots can pursue his enemies, which is similar to Vanderdecken's powers. This could be achieved through the use of haki, as the red-haired pirates mimic devil fruit powers with just haki or other techniques like life return. I have discussed this concept in a few of my videos. Regarding Yasopp, it is unlikely that it is the same as Vanderdecken, as Batman did not require knowledge of the target's location, and the weapons could rotate up to 180 degrees if necessary. However, the underlying concept remains consistent. Yasopp will have the ability to adjust the angle of his shots, enabling him to hit targets that would normally be difficult or impossible to reach. This could be useful in situations where he needs to shoot around a corner or track a moving target without direct line of sight. If the opposing team also possesses this ability, Yasopp could use it to pursue a target that constantly moves around. However, Augur can easily counter this by using Future Sight. The word Augur can mean to foresee or predict, and it is possible that this applies to a character who is skilled in sniping and observation haki. During the Dressrosa arc, a unique long-range form of observation haki was unlocked by Ussop in order to defeat Sugar. However, It is important to note that there is currently no concrete proof of this connection. The speaker believes that Augur may already possess something similar to the mentioned item because of an incident involving seagulls near the Mary. During the incident, 3 seagulls were flying near Jaya when they were shot, resulting in 2 of them dying. Chopper quickly deduced that the shots came from a direction where there was no visible island. This led Nami to believe that such a scenario was impossible. Ussop questions the shooter's eyesight, weapon, and technique, suggesting that they might have been shot before and simply fell down. Despite his skepticism, Ussop acknowledges that if he, as a skilled sniper, is impressed by someone's sniping ability, then he feels obligated to also be impressed. The connection between the seagull incident and the Augurs of ancient Rome is evident. The Augurs were religious officials responsible for interpreting natural signs, particularly birds, to determine whether an action had divine approval or not. Similarly, the mention of fate by the Augur after shooting the seagulls suggests that one's daily good and bad deeds contribute to their destiny. Given the extensive distance from which he shot them, it is possible that Augur possesses a form of observation similar to Usopp's haki, allowing him to sense their presence even from great distances. Additionally, it is likely that he received assistance from his weapon, Senriku, which is essentially a long-range rifle inspired by the blunderbuss.